Cool, everything got resized. Anyway, hello everybody, how are you doing today? And this deck won a Grand Prix, so we figured we'll give it a try. I really think it's extremely poorly positioned at the moment, but it won a Grand Prix, I've had several requests for it, so we'll give it a try. So let's talk about the things that I like in the deck before we start talking about the things that I dislike. Um, First of all, I don't think Approach is very good right now. I don't think it's the type of card you want versus like Red-Black. I don't think it's particularly good versus the other blue control decks. It is a way to beat Fog, but like it's 7 mana, and they're going to bring in 7 million counter spells versus you in Baral, so it doesn't seem reliable there to me either. Where I do like it is, I like it versus the mono green decks, or like the green black stompy still leaf decks. It's okay versus the green blue version, but not great, and it's like really good versus like the black green constrictor decks and things. However, like the black green constrictor deck does not really get played very often, and on top of it not getting played very often, the match was okay anyway, and they can still pressure through it. As for the green deck, yeah, it's going to be very, very important there, but it could just be a sideboard card in that manner. Because the green decks kind of outgrind you post board. You don't need another way to kill them main board. I said main board, main deck. God, Christ, that aggravates me so much that I said main board. Anyway, main deck. So, like, if you really want Approach and you want it for specifically for that match, which is the only match that I really want it in, find a sideboard slot for it. Don't waste a main deck slot. That's my opinion on that. Also, don't like the fact that there's only 2 essence getters. I'd really like a third one. Yes, I know like the Turbo Fogs popping up and stuff, but like even versus the Esper decks and stuff, they have Gear Hulks and the scatters are relevant there. I still find that the red deck is just the most popular deck in the format by a mile, and scatters are insane there, and so on and so forth. Not big into the Walking Ballista post board. I would rather just have more counter spells. Other than that, I like the majority of the post board. There's only like 2 card draw spells in this deck as well, the 2 Glimmers. If we're only going to play 2, I'd rather play 2 to pull for tomorrow. So I feel like I'd rather just have 4 Glimmers or none. Or like 3 Glimmers and Hieroglyphic Illumination. 4 of the 4 mana draw spells. Or like probably none. And there was something that I was just thinking about adding to my to-do list, and I've completely forgot. Hey man, what's up? Yeah, I'm not expecting things to go particularly well. I predict like a 3-2 or a 2-3, somewhere in that area. Really is going to depend on the matches. I do not think this deck's well positioned at the moment. It even beat like Wizard Red in the finals of the Grand Prix, and like it's got these 2 Euphoria of the Councils and 2 Lyras, but like that just doesn't seem enough to make that match favorable. I wish we could have watched it. Oh, cool. Thank you, Moto, for like moving all of our things. We appreciate you. All right, well, this is an easy keep. Oh, cool. This is back too. The out of date stuff. Have no way to affect anything on the board, so like if they're, I was gonna say if they're an aggressive deck and get a threat down or 2, that like we're really just SOL. Spoiler, they were the red deck. They have a threat down or 2. Assuming they have a 2-drop. But even if they don't have a 2-drop, it's not like we can stop their 3-drop either with this hand. Still just don't think you can mulligan hands like this. Feel like these hands are just like blatant keeps. And you just have to hope that you can get. Hope that you can do well. Really, there's something I wanted to do and now I've forgot it and it's aggravating me beyond belief. Oh well. Well, if they don't have another threat, we actually have a good chance, I think. Apparently I need to resize this a tad. There you go. Here's somebody at my door. I wonder who it is. I'm going to assume it's a grandmama. No, it actually sounds like mama. Not grandmama. They're being loud. Assuming you guys can't hear them. I don't think they did. Like they changed this border, but they did that a long time ago. Like that's not new. It's probably been that way a month plus. I wonder if they just had like two. I wonder if they actually had two drops that they drew on like turn 3 and 4 and were playing around Essence Scatter by waiting for a turn that they could play two things at once. That would be very awkward. That would just be like soups awkward. I'm still annoyed at myself that I said main board instead of main deck. Alright, well, maybe this opponent... No, never mind, he's back. I'm wrong. How many cards they have under the old Beaumont already? Are we gonna get in a spot in this game where we're just like casting Teferi and taking it up on Beaumont and waiting for our Teferi to die? Just so they don't draw 97 cards? Like an ambulance or a police car just went up the road. Can you guys hear how loud the dogs are like going crazy on my road? So loud. I wonder why our opponent's taking so long. Our opponent is 2 and 2. Yeah, we have definitely not drawn well, but what are you into, McCarty? You drafting Friday? Or going to the modern PPTQ this weekend or anything? I assume we have to counterspell that too because we just have nothing going on. Then we get to make decisions with the fairy. Hey Dumbo, what's up? So, decisions with the fairy time. We can tuck this and our Teferi probably dies. We can tick it up. If we tick it up, if we don't hit something good, they could just have Glorybringer and Teferi probably dies. I'm just going to tuck the Beaumont. I don't know if I can build a deck for myself. I'm just going to Teferi minus. Wow, their hand was so that bad. Well, if I'd known their hand was that bad, I guess we would have just Teferi'd up. When I drew this card, I kind of worried less about Teferi. This is like the second or third person I've saw playing this Glint. I don't quite understand everybody that's playing Glint right now. Seems to me like Glint's not particularly good in these matches. I'm not really sure why people are playing them. Yeah, when they didn't have a Chain Whirler or a way to finish off the Teferi there, or even a way to put a better Fred into play than what they put into play, felt pretty good for us. They could still like get Chandra out and maybe do something with it, but who knows. But we're not going to let that kill. That also would let them draw a card, so... Their Teferi's not safe yet, though, and they do have this in their graveyard with 10 million mana and a Scrap Heap Scrounger in their graveyard now as well. So if we don't hit something, we're not going to do well. That's something. I think we have to let them draw their card and see if they'll play around. Oh shit. I forgot to tap my 2 lands. My bad. That's what I get for pressing F6. I haven't even picked what deck I'm going to play if I go. So they may play around Settle again. That's kind of what we're hoping for here. They did in fact play around Settle again. That's cute. We didn't even have Settle, but now we do. Whoops. I did the same thing again, but I don't think it matters. Blue-red wizards. Is that probably not remotely playable? Also probably don't even own those cards. They have 3 cards in their hand still. They also have this in their graveyard right now with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Like, we have to keep counter spells for that. I mean, it might be better than I think it is. I think decks like that are only good in particular metas, though. Or, like, really open events. I don't think they're good in small rooms. I don't know why our opponent's playing so slow either. Fine. I don't know why I bothered to tap my lands. Technically, I should go to my end step, then float to mana, then untap them in case I need to cast a counter spell. But I really just want to press F6 as much as I can right now. Because quite honestly, our opponent's pace of play has got me to the point where I'm unfocused and a little bored. Slow players easily aggravate me. Like, it's just so easy to, like, open up Facebook and start reading some stuff or something. I mean, if there's going to be a bunch of humans decks and infect decks and things like that, then I'm sure the deck's insane. Like, it would be good versus elves, for example, like you just mentioned. But, like, just don't know if that's our local meta. I feel like there's going to be... Kind of want to counterspell that, but then I kind of want to save our Syncopate. I'm just going to counterspell it. I don't think Jun's playable. I don't think Fire decks in general are playable in this format. I'm untapping his 2 lands at this point. He has nothing, and I'm just pressing F6. If he'd had something, it would have been in play long before now. I guess they get Karn. Karn's not a very good card anyway, so we don't have to worry about that too much. We'd already used our negate, or we... I don't know. I'm just going to do this. Escape Shift's pretty bad versus the unfair broken decks. It's really good versus the stuff like Jund and Tron and stuff like that, and I just don't know if that's what people play in this area. So they want that thing back. Well, that's neat. Alright, you can have your thing. We'll counterspell this one. Wait, why are they cutting their own? Oh, they just want to put a second cut in the graveyard. Alright, we could actually die this game since they have a second cut. We could actually die this game. See how many black sources they have. No more? That seemed good for us then. So we might be able to get them off black before they can play the second one of those. Yeah, they have, that's another black source. I think I'd rather just give them Pia. If they play Pia, they can't cast Cut for 1 billion this turn. Ah, that was such a good draw. And by such a good draw, I mean now we just fumigate, but whatever. It's still an annoying draw. The things they did literally just actually caused me problems with the game plan I currently had. Well, that worked out well. Now they can't replay it. Hey Spirit, what's up? So now we get to start working on their black sources and they can only play one of those things? Unless they draw like another goblin thing? I've saw it, but like I just think there's so much ambient or enchantment removal out there among the green decks and the Thrashing Brontodons and stuff that I don't love it. What card did they get? Oh, they got a Dragon Skull Summit. Well, I don't care about them getting a Dragon Skull Summit, so I mean, like we're just going to counterspell this and start killing black sources. We aren't in great shape though anymore, are we? Like I feel like we can actually lose now. After all of this. There's another black source. That's unfortunate. Well, we're taking this one. Glimmer Genius wouldn't be a terrible draw. Well, we're down to 4. And they're going to make a 0-0? We don't care about a 0-0. We may not be able to. It depends on if they have burn spells left or not. There is one disallow left in our deck if they don't have anything great going on. We're going to get some value out of these since we don't have anything else. Phoenix is fine. I guess we'll kill this. Okay, they're done. I guess they don't have any burn spells. Oh, I forgot we had these in our deck. We had both of the remaining of these in the bottom 18 cards. I completely forgot we had those approaches. That amuses me greatly. Actually, I think these are good in this match. Don't hate this, especially if they have that many black spells. I think Search for Azcanthus are actually a little too slow. I just want everything that stalls the game. I think one could argue for Spyglass or even argue for more Glimmers, but I'm not into them. I want to remove one of you. I was just supposed to remove both of you. Walking Ballista seems a little bit better since we saw Glint too. Can we take out for a Walking Ballista? Alright, fine, the negate doesn't come in. Alright, let's try this. I kind of like the disallows. He seems like he's a bigger build of the deck. Like I would like he showed us Karn, he showed us Chandra. I wouldn't be surprised if he had like Angrath and stuff in the post board games. So maybe I should have trimmed disallows on the draw and left a couple syncopates in. I'm not sure. Yeah, Spyglass could have been good enough. Alright, we'll keep this hand. It's better than last hand. No Beaumont, that's good for us. Well, that's not particularly scary. Just like infinite discard. Hey, we drew another spell. Probably just gonna take this and blink whatever they play post combat. Then untap and seal away the goblin. Big walkie style. We've drawn a lot of lands again this game. We've drawn 8, so we've drawn 5 spells, I guess. That's pretty good. That's much less good right now, but it does cantrip them a card. Another weird pause by opponent Areno. I'm all about the weird pauses. La 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 la, the weird pauses. Guess we'll play this one. I think I have to at least bluff settle the wreckage here, so I can't put a counter on now, even though it's safer to put the counter on now. Which could be bad, because if they like end up drawing a removal spell or whatever for the Walking Bliss, that means I can't kill an angel long term, but like I don't want them attacking for 4. Or like if they draw a Glorybringer or whatever, I don't want them attacking for 12. I guess they wouldn't be attacking for 12, they'd be attacking for 8, but you get the general point. They played around Settle last game, so like maybe they'll play around it this game. All I'm getting at. And playing around it feels good for us. We do have 2 unknowns in our hand. We're a full 6 minutes ahead of our red-black opponent on the clock now. What the hell? What in the hell is that? Well, we'll take our 4, see what happens. Right on time, settle. It's actually probably pretty good right now because they clearly don't have anything. I drew another threat though. It's a pretty sticky one too. Gonna pop to Genius this time and maybe find us a Silhouette or something though. Strike out. We've now saw 18 cards and see 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12 of them have been lands. So we've drawn 7 non-land permanents and 20, or sorry, 7 non-land spells and 20 cards. It's not really where we want to be. Just got another one of these like really giant pauses. I may have loaded the wrong deck. Why should I milled myself? I don't understand the milling myself. I'm trying to figure out if I loaded the wrong deck right now. Oh. My internet is just not working. Sorry. Double checking to make sure I loaded the right deck. I did not load the right deck. Tilt. Yeah, I did not load the right deck at all. Well, crap. This is the deck I meant to load. I was trying to load the RPTQ, or the Grand Prix deck, and I just messed up. I have no idea whose deck I'm playing, since I just loaded the wrong deck. Guess I could hit Fumigate, so it's worth doing this now. I could also hit just the Fairy. So this is a play mistake. I should have bounced this one. Yeah, I should have bounced this one. Because now if I hit Fumigate, they can just like buy this back and we're dead. Yeah, I kind of look forward to it. I like new cards. New cards make things exciting, I think. Alright, well, we missed anyway. So we're dead here, but I'm going to go ahead and reveal it to them just to see if we can see a little bit more about how they sideboarded. Just basically trying to see if they'll show us another card. Alright, well, we know the last card in their hand, so we can just do this and press F6 now. Which means I played the wrong land too. I should have just played another reveal it. I am bad. And they showed us nothing else. See, 3 Doomfalls, Tomb Duresses. Yeah, I'm kind of sorry that I'm playing the wrong build of the deck. I have no idea whose build of the deck this is in. Huh. I don't really want these. Yeah, I definitely like rotations. Sometimes, like, there'll be a deck that I particularly love, but overall, I still like rotations, even if they are one. Ooh. Hopefully we'll draw lands. A pretty easy block. Red Rover, land. Thank you. Fortunately, we're going to be saying that again next turn. Hot diggity dang. Somebody likes us today. Being liked is fun. Would love to see them just like cast a Chain Whirler or something here. No, not a Doomfall. I said Chain Whirler. I'm going to just keep both of these. That way if they untap and like play Rekindling Phoenix, we can just cast the fairy and tick up. I figure that's their more likely play here. Oh, well, we don't even care if they do that. You can also just cast a fairy and tick up on that if we feel like it. I don't think we feel like it. Or I don't think I feel like it. I don't care a whole lot about that Chandra, so... Don't get me wrong, Chandra's good, but I still just don't care a whole lot about it. Not when we have to fairy already on the table. JK, apparently things are a lot worse than I expected. JK again. I was right. We didn't care about the fairy. They don't keep both of those seems kind of bad. Ticking up just feels good though. I was really hoping to get a land there. Greedy plays, Ray wants a land. That was on most of the land. Hour and a half away in a plane. Wow. Oh wow. They actually get a real card. A plane. Like how they got both cards either way. It just super amuses me that they just got both cards either way. No, they always have that. Actually, I think this was a play mistake. I probably should have held up mana for Disallow plus Settle here. I feel like this is a game we're just going to win by the clock. He's doing really aggressive things now, too. It's about a 35-minute drive for me, too. For what was a 6-person standard Friday Night Magic last week. A pretty small one. Wow. They just have stuff for days. Don't want outer review. You're kind of a good draw. So I'm going to play Yuvan. Hey, enjoy your Beaumont. How long can I actually ignore Karn? I'm having a lot of fun right now pretending Karn isn't a magic card. Like, yeah, I realize Karn's like doing all sorts of stuff. I'm still just having a lot of fun pretending it's not even a magic card. Yeah, MTGO can cost a whole lot of money, especially if you're not a winning player. You do have the option to where you can like get mana traders and stuff though, which helps a lot. Like, couldn't recommend mana traders more. In fact, highly disappointed that I'm not sponsored by them. Was that your big play? Our opponent has no cards left. So I guess the game's over because we're going to tuck this and kill this. And then we're drawing a card for our turn, plus we have that. Alright. Well, when they slowed our deck down, I guess we're okay. Those definitely made some weird choices that game, too. But that's what Mana Traders is good for, with the exception of, $8 for a league's a lot if you're not cashing your leagues. Especially if somebody wants to play 2 or 3 leagues in a day, like if you're not doing well, like that can really add up. I've been pretty lucky this year. I won a giveaway, so I've had Mana Traders for an entire year. So that's pretty sweet. Come 4 months, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I'm kind of like too poor for cards, but that's okay. Should probably just start saving ticks at some point. I'm not likely to though. All right, we'll keep. This hand's not great, but oh, cool, another red deck. What do you know? Like I said, I get paired versus red decks 40 or more % of the time. I stopped keeping track on my spreadsheet a while back because honestly I was too lazy. But I was definitely getting paired versus these red decks more than 40% of the time. This is a particularly hard one for us to beat too. I guess I'm gonna play this one. Well, I don't work, Lars, so $35 a month is actually a lot to me. But yeah, that'll probably be what I have to do. I am a stay-at-home, take care of my grandparents with no cash. Just put this back in their hand. Just die to burn spells anyway, right? That's fair. but I use that money for other things right now. like like living my life. 70%'s a lot. Red Rover, no burn spells on over. Attack with them all. And if you don't attack with them all, hopefully we will draw a Fumigate and you'll feel bad for it. Red Rover, send us on over, Fumigate. We're dead. Yep, just dead. Alright, Flame of the Keld. Be the worst Flame of the Keld that was ever a Flame of the Keld. That was not the worst Flame of Keld that was ever a Flame of Keld. Could have disallowed the trigger and went to 1, but I'm not sure how we win doing that either. Oh gosh. You gave us a chance, opponent. JK. Chance gone. I guess we can disallow the Flame of the Keld and now potentially go to 1. But it's hard for me to imagine that with 2 cards in his hand that we're not dead. Alright, that's dead. Guess I don't even have to concede, we're just dead. Alright, well, I guess we want this here, we want this here, we want this here. Whoops. Clicking the wrong thing. All of these spells seem good, but basically our whole deck seems good in this match. Bam. Cards that are bad. You're slow. You're slow. You're slow. You're slow. You're slow. Kind of like that card though. I don't think Blink of Eye is actually very good. You're back. I wish poker was legal where I lived. I like really enjoy it. There's a game on Wednesday nights here locally, but like it's technically illegal, but I can't really afford it, but it's fun. I'm usually sitting right here with you guys. I think I'm too patient to a fault. So I find History of Benalia pretty decent in this match. Ooh, that's kind of fun. Guess I'm just taking 3. They're probably going to curve history into something like Chain Whirler, and that means we'll have ended up taking an extra point of damage for no reason. But it's still fine. Oh, really? Huh. Most of these Flame of Kel decks haven't been running things like Chandra lately. That's not good for us. Well, this game looks like it's going to end up going very badly. Can't really trade one knight for one of those, so. And my pizza here is way at home, way earlier than it should have been. I guess we're just not attacking then if that's the play. Alright, whatever. I think we're gonna lose this game. You're not talking to yourself, though. You're talking to people. This is unfortunate. So we're going to have to draw something decent, or we're going to get Chandra ultimated. One time. That's enough for me to concede. Wizard Red, still unbeatable. You can just not. You can be somebody like Misplaced Ginger. Misplaced Ginger doesn't talk about the game too much. Just like comes in chat and talks to people. For some reason, I try to narrate the gameplay because, like, I feel like it helps me learn, but honestly, I feel like over the past year, I've become an increasingly worse Magic player, and I'm not sure why. I think it's... I have no idea why. Can't even explain it, but I feel like I'm becoming an increasingly worse Magic player. And I'm just getting too old. That's potential. Well, I know streaming lowers my play, but like, I feel like even when I play off stream, that I play worse now. Hey, my favorite card. Like, I was never a great Magic player, but I thought I was at least average at one point. And I think I'm probably below average now. But I could be wrong. Maybe I just rate myself way too highly or something, or too lowly. Afraid we're gonna miss the land, so. I'm supposed to keep lands because our average draw is so bad in this match that like a land's better than what we'll typically get. So I have no idea why I put that plains in the graveyard. Just like autopilot, not thinking. But I should have kept the plains. Our average draw is pretty mediocre in these matches between like the settles and the fumigates and the blinks and things like that. It's typically just better to keep your land. This is a land that can auto-flip search, so it's a pretty good land to keep too. I'm not going to bother with it though. I probably should have. One was my worst matchup all games long. What? I'm not smart enough to understand that, I'm sorry. Really, they didn't use Forsake on search. That surprises me. Pretty much anything but a counterspell gets put in the graveyard here. We have a bunch of Teferis. I don't plan on ever casting one. Unless, like, they make me, basically. My plan in the Esper matches is typically to beat them with the Rivulets. I only have two Rivulets in this build, so that might not be a reasonable plan. In my previous experience, they can't, but I could be wrong. Well, that was unfortunate. I guess they'll counterspell this. We've not drawn a counterspell this game too, though, which causes a lot of problems. I mean, we've drawn this, but it's not really a counterspell. Like 25 cards deep and found 0 disallows, 0 negates, 0 essence scatters. All pretty bad things. Well, there's an essence scatter. My general plan is really just sit over here and see if I can mill them. I find that these decks have more answers than the other decks typically have threats. Just never tap your mana. It'll work out. You can't get ahead with Teferi. Like, that's not unreasonable. I may should have cycled that farmland. Are you talking to Lars or myself? If you're talking to me, I've played basically since 1993, but I did have 2, like, kind of smallish breaks. Guess they can just have another Glimmer. We'll try to get some value out of these cards now that we have them. So they're down 1 disallow and 1 negate now. It's something to keep in. Our Syncopate probably wasn't going to resolve, and if we tap a bunch of our mana, it's going to make it easier for them to resolve a Teferi next turn. We already have a Settle and a Silhouette in their hand. I'm not that worried about them casting Glimmer. Taking 5 damage doesn't feel like anything I'm worried about either. Basically, I'm trying to hope that they don't cast this card. Because I can't really beat this card right now in this current board state. I guess I have to try to counter it. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I actually have to tap the full 8. Alright, have fun. They're going to have some counterspell here. Hopefully it's a disallow, not a syncopate. We're really far behind. Drawing 1 counterspell, or like 1 real counterspell in your top 20 cards is not a good sign. I'm not worried about this Teferi. I'm just trying to get them. They're going to contempt it or something. I'm not even going to try to protect it. We know where their 1 Teferi is too, so we can like reveal it if we need to. We can try to make them shuffle their library like this, I guess. I'm down to 3 cards. This is not a good sign. Assume they just have another Teferi? Yeah, this game's over. I'm not sure where I went wrong. I assume this Teferi's dead too. We do now have 2 of their Gear Hulks going, right? Yeah. Sure. We know that Teferi's 2 cards down. So we know that Teferi's now 1 card down. Shuffled her Teferi away. Sure. Are you going to just allow me drawing 2 cards? Not too worried about that. Let's keep on working the problem. We had a game plan since turn 1 when we saw the black blue duel. We're just going to keep working towards it. It's the 3rd Gear Hulk. Huh. Forgot we had these in our deck. It probably would be, but we don't know that they have commit in their deck, or if we don't know if they have commit and memory in their deck yet or not. So, like, I don't want to throw a land away if we don't know that there's no commit. Like, I would rather have the Rivulets as, like, kind of like a combo kill later. You know, like, just all of a sudden you don't have 8 cards. Because in theory, the Rivulets at this point could do nothing. Like, we just mill over a commit or whatever. Some do, some don't. That's the problem. Like, it's hard to know which ones do and which ones don't, because there's a lot of different deck lists running around, right? Like, I don't even try to counterspell this. Don't care. Have fun. So they want this thing back. That's also fine. Don't care. Have another seal away. Let's pretty much let opponents do whatever they want. Just in case they don't have a counterspell in their hand. They're drawing more cards. Three. Four. So this is Gear Hulk 3. They still have 2 disallows left in their deck, probably. But I can disallow the Rivulets right now as well. Disallowing this? Does that seem like something I care about? I'm not sure if that seems like something I care about. It feels to me like desperation if they're disallowing that. I was going to cast the Fairy Tuck, but there's no reason to now that we drew another seal away. We're not getting pretty close to winning with Approach right at this point, too. Because they're running out of counter spells. They have one Disallow and one Gearhulk left in their deck. We have 3 Disallows left in our deck. See if we can get the other Disallow. They still have all 3 Teferis in their deck. Or 4 if they're playing 4, but probably 3. That was a good draw. Yeah, we'll cast that later. I feel like they have a Disallow in their hand, so I don't know if it's 4 more turns to death. I think we have to beat the Disallow. Yeah, so they had the Disallow in their hand. So now we have 2 Rivulets and an Approach. Any of these things can potentially win from here. That's the 4th Gearhulk as well. So we're going to try to get this Gearhulk back and beat us, I guess. If they uptick onto Fairy, I'm going to double Rivulet in response. Alright. Well, we got that game. Let's see what JJ linked us. Cobblade in Modern. Oh.
You see that?
Cool. Sorry if you guys heard some background noise there. Cobblade in Modern is pretty cool. Anyway, so game 1 of these matches is a lot easier than game 2 and 3. Even though I did think because we didn't draw very many counterspells that we were going to lose that game for a long time. Like, I was actually really worried we were going to lose that game for a significant amount of time. Find all of these cards pretty relevant in the match. Walking Ballistas are kind of cool because, like, they typically sideboard out a lot of the removal spells, and, like, if you just cast one on turn 2 or whatever, you can start using your unused mana on them. I did think we were going to get buried by counter spells, and then there was, like, one turn that he used the Disallow to, I think, get a Gearhulk in play. And when he used that Disallow to get a Gearhulk in play, I was like, maybe his hand's not very good then. So it was, like, kind of confusing to me. Have I only been live for that long? Um, so if you think back to like Brad Nelson's article, um, like this was ages and ages ago, so like not everything remains the same. But I don't even know if there was an Esper deck back then, to be honest. Hey, who cares? Thank you for the uh nice little help there. Highly appreciate it. Thank you for the sub, man. I like how I'm just like talking and not even sideboarding because I'm stupid. Should probably sideboard. Just trying to look something up real quick. I was gonna pull up Brad's old sideboarding guide, but I couldn't find it. So anyway, we're on our own. I don't think Blink of the Eye is particularly good here. One settle. Nah, I don't want to settle either. I don't know what I want. I'll try to blink. Appreciate the sub, my friend, though. Like, they don't have anything I ever actually want to put back in their hand. Like, putting back a Teferi could be positive for them. Putting back a Gearhulk could be positive for them. I guess it, like, lets me counterspell them on the way back down, but... I have pressed F6. Enjoy. Alright, our kill condition's in play. Let's go. Why did you go to the second main phase to do that? Boom. Walkie B, friend. They keep Veraska's Contempts in, so the Walking Ballistas aren't even great. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Avon's work in general. They have a bunch of good spells. We're probably just dead. Don't care if they cast Glimmer. I wouldn't counterspell it anyway. I wonder if I should have sideboarded Approach out. Yeah, Ballista's not a bad card. I thought about keeping a Silhouette in over a Blink because I was thinking a little bit about Siphoner, but I was mostly thinking about it because it's like another way to like try to kill Nezahal through a disallow trigger. But they do play a lot of glints nowadays, like Dazani and them did. The good side, sometimes they shave down to like 2 contempts too, and if that's the case, then this Walking Ballista is going to be excellent. It's actually already been excellent. Is going to force them to put a real card in play at some point to get rid of it, probably this turn. Should have played my land before I attacked. This was a mistake. I guess they need something. That resolves. Might actually try to protect the Walking Ballista with the amount of mana we have. Wow, they cast a Glimmer and didn't find a land? That's wild. I think this is worth it to me. He gets a negate out of their hand either way. Well, syncopate, negate. Roughly the same thing in this spot. We're in really bad shape right now, though. I'd say we're in trouble this game. I don't think it's close to GG. They still have 7 cards. We effectively have 0. Guessing that approach could have been bad too, because now they get something like this in play, which just causes problems across the board. I felt decent about this game, but we really didn't draw very well, I don't think. I don't mind to redraw the approach. Kinda. I have too much mana for us to risk using the Memorial of Genius. Not sure how I'm going to resolve an approach, so I probably shouldn't have kept it. I tried. We tried. Maybe they'll just cast a big Gear Hulk. JK, no big Gear Hulk. This card's kind of annoying. So the plan now is to hope a disallow resolves, I guess. Oh no, opponent, you've almost tapped out. Why would you do such a thing? Oh wait, I forgot, it doesn't matter. No, search, come back to us. I'd really like to have another blue mana. Goodbye, our approach. We'll miss you. I don't know what the plan is here. I don't actually have a plan. I'm just kind of like pressing buttons right now and waiting for game 3. That can't be counterspelled. Uh-oh. So you have to put Fumigates back in our deck just to have a chance versus that? It settles better than Fumigate because of Flash. Alright. Well, we have one turn. I don't know what we can draw in one turn and win. I was kind of curious if I was supposed to cast out this so I could get an additional turn. Wait. You gave me my cast out back. That's a blocker. No, it's not a blocker because of this thing. I probably shouldn't even showed my opponent this one. Showing my opponent this card was wrong. I should have scooped here. Because we're dead on board to the down tick onto Fairy anyway. So I 100% should have scooped. I should not have showed them history. It was just bad play. Just bad play. Well, bad play sucks. Already thought you were bad. Now I kind of want a couple of you. Maybe I want this thing. Sorcerer Spyglass doesn't feel great to me, though. I think Syncopates are very good. I am, in fact, bad at Magic. You are not wrong. Oh! That's how bad I am. I submitted 61 cards. I am so stupid. I am, like, mega stupid. I'm going to lead with the Plains, because if he duresses me, I'll probably just cycle to cast out. If he doesn't duress me, I probably won't. Actually, I'm just gonna cycle it anyway. Too early in the game to want that thing. Probably the last land I keep. So I have 6 cards in their hand. I'm not going to use a counterspell on anything here. This is my favorite card. Generally do pretty well when we have it. Spoiler, it's because it's very good. I want that. I'm not going to cast it this turn because I want access to multiple counter spells, but I still want it. I wouldn't protect it, but I want access to multiple counter spells because, like, he could have a Teferi and a counter spell on his follow-up turn. I've already pressed F6. I will not protect this. I have no interest in protecting this. I don't care if they have chromium. There's nothing I can do about that anyway, so it wouldn't matter if I did care. Now it's time to find a settle, I guess. And find a way to resolve the settle. That's not easy. Chromium probably wins this match. Should have tapped double island. I don't think I'm going to get rid of that. Simply because we can turn this into a 1-1. Does that put us ahead on the clock anyway? Nah, I want to flip the search. Yeah, I know they've got a field of runes, but I still think it's okay to flip the search here. I guess I just want more mana, right? I'm not activating this thing, I don't think, so... It can't be blocked anyway. I feel like I'm fighting a fight that I can't really win, but the chromium's like forcing pressure. Actually, that was a mistake. I should have held up Gearhulk, I think. I think I cost myself any chance of winning just then. Yeah, not having that disallow was very bad. So if they have 2 counter spells, the game's over. If they have 1 counter spell, the game's over. Yeah, I punted pretty badly there. Would have thought over Gearhulk with Settle. Yeah, I think so. I think I just played very badly. I guess if they don't have counter spells, we have a chance. Alright, let's game. Oh, I should have kept my disallow. Oh, it did not matter. Okay, it did not matter. They had a second counter spell. I guess I could have just cast the Torrential Gearhulk on the last turn and settled, then drew Settle this turn. So if I'd never played, well, then they'd have the third disallow. But alright, well, we just lost to Chromium. I don't think any of our decisions beat that Chromium there. Could have kept the search from earlier in the game and just like, or settle earlier in the game and tried to settle them like 3 times or something. This hand's terrible. Let's keep it. Lead with the Plains in case it's a match that I want to cycle to cast out. I don't know what they're playing, but if it's an island, I'm willing to cycle to cast out. Cool, GPG. What fun. If it's a champion, I'll syncopate it. If it's strategic planning, I guess it's just more the usual for them. Dawnbringer? No, Dawnbringer was common in these matches anymore. Don't like counterspelling that card, but it's too much value. I have my limits on the value I can allow, and that's too much. Kind of don't want to counterspell that, but I kind of don't want to settle it either. I'm going to review it myself because it flips the search. So we get our land back either way. Yeah, he just cast Chromium and we died pretty quickly. Postboard, you can usually beat these GPG decks with like a couple of removal and just like speeding into your thing. This is going to be 6 after our draw step. The third match was Chromium, or Esper. We played versus Red Black, kind of aggro, but kind of like more of a mid-range-ish aggro round 1. Round 2, we played versus Mono Red Wizards and got smashed. Round 3, we played versus Esper, won game 1, and Chromium beat us game 2 and game 3. Now this is game 1 versus Blue-White chart. If they have a counterspell in their main deck, we're in trouble. If they don't, we're fine. Aww. Goodbye, our friends. Still think we're fine. I know they played that right now either. That was a good draw. I may have used this to mill my approach. What are they doing now? Is this just like a cast out or something? They can kill this with the, oh, well, they have that anyway. I probably can't win though if I can't approach them. Especially after like we had no cards in our hands, so like a lot of our resources were gone. What are they looking for now? They already have an angel. Guess they could be looking for a champion. Yeah, if they have a negate, we're probably dead. I feel like they should have a negate. I feel like this is a bad match for our deck too, though. A lot of people say blue-white can't lose. I think they're just wrong. Oh, well, they're dead. Usually think authorities are decent in this match. I think they buy you a lot of time. I think these are decent in this match as well. I don't think Essence Scatters are particularly good here. But they're probably good enough. I don't have anything in this version of deck that I really want to take out. I have no access to Forsake the Worldly or anything in this build. Seems to me like this build of the deck's just not good. This is not the build of the deck I meant to be playing, by the way. I meant to be playing the Grand Prix build, and I just loaded a random build that I don't even know where it comes from, because apparently I misclicked somewhere. So I just like picked random list instead of the right list, which was kind of frustrating to me. What the hell? Well, I elbowed the hell out of my phone just then. I don't think you can actually beat them with approach. That's a card I might try on to play, but I don't want to try it on the draw. Guess the essence scatters probably aren't good either. Let's keep the approach in. Now, I probably can't play another league tonight. Like, I need it to be done by 9:30 tonight, and I'm not going to be done with this league by 9:30. That's around the time that my pizza's going to show up, and I am a 400-pound fat man and do not want to be denied my warm, delicious pizza. We will keep. Pepperoni, sausage, and extra cheese. I'm pretty basic. People might refer to me as a basic, and they would be accurate. Gotta have the extra cheese, though. I usually get fries with the pizza, too. Fries are coming, so just rub the fries up and down me. Just enjoy that grease so much. No Champion of Wits feels good. It also feels as if they've not played anything at this point in the game. That means they have a very controlling hand. That's probably bad for us. Or they've just drew like a bunch of Lyras and Dawmbringers and shenanigans, which are going to be hard for us to beat too. I said Lyras and Dawmbringers, but I meant Lyras and Angels. And everything nice. I like how I just forgot to cycle my irrigated farmland. Might be because I'm perfect. Never make a mistake. I wanted to hold that farmland for a reason. I'm not going to tell you guys what that reason is. Boo. I'm not going to tell you guys what that reason is. You don't need to know that. It was for a reason, don't you worry. Overactive thyroid. Man. I try not to move ever. Well, this is unfortunate. I want to counterspell it, but I can't. They're down to 2 cards, but they're going to flip this very soon. If we counterspell this, they just flip, or they just buy back this very soon. I don't want to fight for search because they're getting ready to untap. Boom. Wow, they had 3 searches. That's a lot of searches. At least we have a filter room for it. They're putting an angel in their graveyard. Does that mean they already have like... One, two, three, four, five. They would be able to cast GPG on the following turn, so I guess I can't counterspell that. We're just going to have to cast the Field of Ruin and next turn fight for the settle. Or we could just cast this and not care. Does this win a race from here? Probably. We can't do that, actually. That was just stupid. Math. Math, math, math. I like math. I should have cast Field of Ruin. But I did bad math. I thought I had 7 lands. I started tapping them. I guess they can have that. Sure. Champion to the graveyard's not good for me, is it? I like how, like, we're casually moving into turn 7 and I've not cast a spell this game. Turn 7. Turn 7 spells are the best spells. They had to land, so if they have a GPG and a negate or a Jace's defeat, I'm a little sad. If not, I feel like we're in tremendous shape. They did not have the 2-card combo. That feels wonderful. I'm also kind of surprised that they didn't just buy back Champion in this spot then. They have put a GPG in their graveyard now. They could still just have a good 2-card combo. This is a successful card. We're in bad shape. I like how I say we're in good shape, but we're not even close to good shape. This game's going horrendously. Horrendously, I tell you. I can't attack, though. That feels good. We're up to 5 cards now. We're not winning the race at all. Oh god, they blocked. Maybe we are winning the race after blocking. And they got you. Assume you'll have at least one. Hopefully you won't have multiple. If you have multiple, I am just SOL. If we win a game where we cast our first spell on turn 7, by the way, then, wow. Really? You said the tank I'm playing another negate? Am I dead? I haven't done the math. 11, 12, 13, 14. Did he really have to tank on that? Like, I'm pretty sure he's just supposed to auto-do that tank or not. Or whether it's lethal or not. I don't know how to beat this match. I won't say it's BM. Maybe he's just being professional and doing all the math and stuff. I'm gonna try to be aggressive. See if this gets us anywhere. I'm not saying he BM'd or anything. Just don't want these. Alright, see if we can just dead him. This hand's terrible. I kind of want to cycle to cast out, but cast out's actually good in this match, but he's going to have his own cast outs and stuff. They mulligan that game too and still just like easily beat us. Mulliganed on to play and easily beat us. What is the day, the 15th? History of Benalia? Not a history. We'll go ahead and play this anyway. I don't know what they can play on 3 mana that I care about. Like, I wouldn't counterspell... I guess I would counterspell Champion of the Wits, maybe, but that's probably the only card. This might be the last turn to really get walking into play. This does not look like a good game for us either. Might have to play another blue-white approach list soon. Considering I meant to play a different blue-white approach list. What is today? Thursday or Wednesday? Wednesday. May play blue-white approach again tomorrow. Because I'm pretty sure the build I'm playing is especially bad. So it doesn't feel like we gave blue-white approach a fair test. That's a good card versus what we're trying to win with. Takes 2, right? Yeah. Well, they can flip search next turn. This is going to be the 5th league in a row I think I played and not cashed. They don't have double white though, so at least that's something. Show off and tap for one more. Ooh, we so good. card doesn't get much better. Might kill a Lyra at some point, but that's not much better. Can't attack this turn unless we pump this up. Yeah, I believe this game's over, pretty much. I need to draw, like, practically Field of Ruin. We have 2 Field of Runes in our deck, though. The Azcanta is going to be what the big problem here is. Even though he's not used it yet for some reason. Oh, that was a mistake. They could have Spell Pierce. I should have went ahead and used this first. They could have had Spell Pierce. It was a big mistake. Maybe they'll hardcast the thing. They hardcast the thing. We have enough mana for the Syncopate. They did not hardcast it, so we cannot counterspell it, and we lose. Anyway, and then we played an excessively bad list, so I really expected to lose after that. Probably going to concede if we don't draw something super relevant on exactly our next draw step. That's something relevant. I don't know how much it matters. They still have an unanswered search for Azcanta. But at least it was a relevant spell. Spyglass, not anything I really care about. What do we have to draw now? So we have to draw like a sweeper, them brick, then us draw Field of Ruin, and them brick. Does not feel like things that happen. Sure. Guess we block Servo then. That's not a sweeper. Alright. GG. Most of these games we're losing, we're drawing like 0 glimmers and stuff too, which feel like kind of important. You can't one for one, the same as I was saying when we were playing the Abzan decks yesterday, you can't one for one your opponents forever. You have to have some kind of card advantage or they will always pull ahead. And it seems like pretty self-evident in these games. Hmm. Yeah, last round. One moment, I'm double checking something for somebody. I guess I have to mulligan this because of the lands. I'll keep this. We have a scry. It's good enough. I'll keep anything of a scry. Oh, I fought at F6 already. I'm sitting here wondering why it wouldn't let me play my land. I couldn't figure it out. Could not figure out why it would not let me play my land. Land? Yay! Magic to be played. I think game 1 versus these decks are pretty good. Game 2 and 3 get a lot more difficult. But he's mana screwed. He's got all big things and removal. Hey, Boot. What is up? Hope everything's going well for you, my friendo. What? It's your 4th mana and you just play a random 2-drop? Deal. Looking for lands here. I want to cast 2 spells this turn, so I'm going to play this one. I want to cast like Seal Away and Syncopate or Seal Away and Disallow. Doing pretty good. There's a pizza on the way, so I mean, I have to be doing good, right? Or even like, to be doing great. There's food on the way. Hey, we put one of those on the bottom. The pizza is on the way. Everybody be happy today. What'd you bring for your work lunch? Inquiring minds need to know. There you go, opponent. Resolve whatever you want, but win the game in just 7 draw steps. You're welcome. It's actually less than 7 because we have a Rivulet in play, and presumably we'll draw a land. Turkey sandwiches are my favorite kind of sandwiches. They are thumbs up. Hey, there's our land. We'll just get Field of Ruin and me cry. Wah, 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 wah. Good try, opponent. That was a mistake. I should not have cast the Field of Runes, because now if he does have like his own Field of Runes or shuffle effect, we can't guarantee that we draw to approach. Whereas had I played it differently, I could have rivulated myself in response and then farmlands to draw it, and we would have known we won on the following turn. I'm pretty basic. Sausage, pepperoni, and extra cheese is all I bothered to get. The odds of him having those spells were like slim to none, but I shouldn't have given him any chance. Now we just have to hope we did math right. Okay, I guess they know. Whoops, did not mean to reveal my hand to them. I want to know if we did the math right, and this should be the approach. Alright. Mathed. Opponent, you have been mathed. Enjoy. I don't actually think a 40 is very good versus red-black. I think it's only good versus like wizard red, which is one of the problems of this match. Like, I just don't want to bring it in here. And if I'm not bringing it in here, it's probably just not good enough to bring in ever. I think this card's okay, but not great as well. On the draw, I guess we're going to dump 2 of these. I don't know, I'm going to dump one of these 2. That doesn't seem right. That just seems bad. Get out of my deck. One blink of the eye. Oh, wait. Let's tell opponent not to scoop. Yo. I'll tell you what, I'm going to keep this hand. We have a draw step and a cast out. That's enough for me. And we get duress on turn 1, and they take my cast out away, I'm going to be sad. Why are we in my draw step? Just let me play my island. Island? That's not an island. That's the opposite of island. Stop talking, opponent. Just say okay and let's go. Hey, cool. Our Field of Rune can get us an island now. Unfortunately, our island probably won't matter. Wonder what they're going to get. They could get anything, even a boat. Really depends on what's in their hand, what they should get. Oh god, and a Beaumont? Unfortunate. They took Syncopate too. They take Syncopate too, that means they have Chandra, right? Feel like we're about to get Shundrad. Chandra. Weird. I heard the door. I heard the door. That means it's eating time. We gotta lose quick. Or win quick. I'll accept either. Alright, opponent. You can play whatever you want. Now I hear a door opening. That means the pizza's here. We're not dead yet. What is this? You guys might have to hear me nom nom nom. That would be quite gross. We did not hit our spell. It costs blue to kick it. We've only got one blue. So it takes 2 blue, 2 colorless to kick. We have but a mere 1 blue. Many things kill us now. And we're dead. Alright, one more game. I think those are a little less good. I want this too. I don't want to get too far behind. Alright, let's see if we can finish this game before the food enters my room. Keepable hand. We're going to cycle this on turn 1. And hope that we curve well. Silhouette would be nice. Or even an Essence Scatter. And Glacial Fortress isn't the end of the world. I have Double Sweeper and Alara, so we're marginally insured versus a discard spell, but like not super insured. There's a black mana. I think most of them play a swamp now. I don't want to yield to that because there's a good chance next turn we might be trying to settle. Yeah, so we'll try to settle this turn if given the opportunity. If they play around settle and like only attack with the Chain Whirler or something crazy, we won't bother to settle, we'll just untap and fumigate. That's unfortunate, but it is going to potentially let us do things. Like very likely just to play the fumigate now. We don't have any negates in our deck, so like cycling to look for a negate wasn't an answer. We could have like cycled and potentially hit a syncopate though. All right. Good night. Hmm. I think I'm actually going to play for the gear hook here. We'll wait to eat after. Because the gear hook, worst case scenario, gives us a glimmer. And it plays around Doomfall a little bit. Murder boat's pretty good. Oh, they left a braids in? Don't leave a braids in ever, man. Don't ever leave a braids in. Your murder boats are just much better. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Huh. How greedy am I? I have a lot of different options here. We played a Gear Hulk, a Tick Down, played a Walking Ballista. You know, like bounce the Heart of Kieran -1 onto Chandra. And in theory, we have a Walking Ballista. We could just play the Teferi, tick up, disallow the Chandra ultimate. Hmm. Gets our blood sugar must be low. Wait, what did I say wrong? Could just cast a Walking Ballista. No, I don't like that either. I think I'm just going to throw the Teferi away. I think I'm going to play the Teferi and tuck Chandra. I think that's what I'm going to do. I might not be throwing it away. He might not even have an answer, or might not have a way to get the Teferi. I think this is the safer overall play, though, and I kind of want to disallow for the turn that we played Elira. Hey, Sean Corp. What's up, man? Well, they found a way to crew. The Teferi preventing 4 damage isn't terrible either, though. Oh, wow. I said all that. Yeah, that's not good then, is it? I am, the pizza is right below my headset. Poor pizza. How much we miss you so. You could be in our belly right now, but no. He knows we have to disallow in our hand. So we're probably at winning a clock right now. And thanks to the Teferi Tuck, we have nice information on him too, and we know the disallow's kind of enough. Maybe we shouldn't even bother to disallow to Chandra. What does Chandra do? Could have Field of Ruined and everything. It's just, it doesn't do anything. You may have this. I'm not going to put a counter on this just in case they drew like a Murder Bolt or whatever. Oh, they had 0 cards in their hand. I wasn't paying attention. So 5. That's my bad. If we put a counter on that there, then put 2 counters on it this turn, we'd be attacking for 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That wouldn't be lethal, I guess, so it's fine. We can't lose now, though. They have no cards. In fact, if they just play a land or something this turn, we're going to go ahead and scoop before they have a chance to mess up. And scooped us. So we beat the 2 red-black decks. We lost to everything else. Let's go be looking for somebody to host. Because my pizza is forever getting colder by the moment. Matt Nass is on. Oh, Dinger's still on. It's just it's an easy Dinger host then. Dinger's our boy. Our Canadian little boy. I mean, we can allow that card if we want. Since he's hell-bent, though, there's no point in it. I think he scooped. Alright, and we have lethal in board because 5, 6, 7. We put 2 counters on this, 8, 9, and then we throw 4. So we're going to go ahead and scoop to him. And throw away more, more ELO because we don't care. But yeah, I did not mean to play this build of the deck tonight. This build of the deck is thoroughly embarrassing. There's just like so many things wrong with this build. And I insulted a lot of them before the game started. So now I'm glad that I insulted them and feel justified. Anyway, take care everybody. Go watch Ginger and I'm going to... who